Good morning everyone and welcome back to another what we ate this week video. This one takes place over Easter weekend, so you'll get to see all our treats that I make for our big Easter feast on Easter Sunday. But tonight is Friday night and my younger sisters have arrived today to stay for the weekend, and I have made a little roast. I don't know why, because we're having a big roast feast on Sunday, but this is what I fancied for dinner tonight. So I have the Asda stuffed chicken breast joint, and I'm serving that with some mashed potato, carrots, broccoli and cauliflower, and some Yorkshire puddings. I've also made a jug of gravy, but I'll let everybody add that as they want. So this is my dinner, Ali's, Catherine's, and Elizabeth's a vegetarian, so she's having one of these corn, chicken and bacon lattice things. And that's just the jug of gravy for everyone to share. Also, how cute is my mum? She sent me a bunch of flowers instead of an Easter egg because she knows I don't like Easter chocolate, or chocolate really that much at all. So today is Saturday and I plan on spending a lot of time in the kitchen today getting things ready for our Easter Sunday feast. The first thing that I'm going to make today is some lemon and poppy seed muffins. I do have some other chocolate treats for everybody else, but these are what I fancy for myself because I'm not a big chocolate fan. So to make these, I'm using 125 grams of butter, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 220 grams of sugar. It's meant to be caster sugar, but I've not got any, I've just got regular sugar. 3 eggs, 225 grams of plain flour, half a teaspoon of baking powder, a quarter teaspoon of bicarbonate soda, half a cup of milk, some lemon rind, some lemon juice, and a quarter cup of poppy seeds. The first thing that I do is preheat my oven to 150 degrees and juice and grate my lemon. I then mix my sugar and butter in a bowl with an electric whisk until it's fluffy. I then add the eggs. When they're mixed in, I add everything else and mix it with the electric whisk until it's completely combined. I then add the mix to the muffin cases and bake for 20 to 25 minutes. By the way, if you keep seeing me running in and out of the kitchen, I'm running back and forward to the living room for the football score. It was the Hearts and Hibs semi-final today, and Ali was actually at the game at Hampden, so I was keeping an eye on the score to make sure that Hearts won, which they did. Yay! And this is the muffins just out the oven. They were lovely and fluffy and not too sweet, which is exactly what I wanted. Before I go on to the next thing, I actually put on a massive pot of eggs to boil. These are just for the kids to decorate their eggs, so I think I put about 25 eggs on, minus a few that I use for baking. The next thing that I'm going to make as a sweet treat for tomorrow is some mini egg fudge. To make this, I'm using a tin of condensed milk, 600 grams of white chocolate, a tablespoon of vanilla extract, and 150 grams of mini eggs. I'm also going to make this in the slow cooker, so I set that to high, and then I add the chocolate, the condensed milk, and the vanilla extract, and I leave that to cook for about 30 minutes, stirring every 5 to 10 minutes. And when that's all thick and combined, I remove it from the heat and leave it to cool for 5 minutes before adding the mini eggs. I then pour it into a parchment paper lined tray and top it with more mini eggs for decoration, and then I leave that to set in the fridge. I think it would only need a few hours, but I'll leave it to set overnight. This fudge was lovely, but you really do need a sweet tooth to be able to enjoy it. I couldn't even eat any of the bits that had mini eggs in it. I just had like a little bit of the fudge, which was just chocolate, vanilla and condensed milk, and even that was quite sickly sweet for me. But my sisters and Ali and everybody else that came on Easter Sunday, they really enjoyed it. So for the meat for our Easter Sunday roast, I've got a massive leg of lamb, and I've also got 2 huge, I think it's the extra large chickens. I only flavour the chickens with some salt and pepper, and I put them in one of my bags so that it keeps all the juices in there and I can make a gravy. I'll do that on Sunday, so today I don't have to bother too much with them. But I do want to flavour my lamb today and give that a chance to marinate. So I gouge some holes just with a knife in the lamb, and I stuff that with some rosemary sprigs. I also season it with salt and pepper and some olive oil and a little bit of thyme as well, and I do that on both sides of the lamb leg. And then I wrap it in tin foil and leave it in the fridge overnight until I'm ready to cook it. I also prep the stuffing, which I can make my own homemade stuffing from scratch, but because I know I have a lot of people coming, I know that the ones that do eat stuffing will all eat this sage and onion stuffing, the Paxo one. So I just make that up as per packet instructions. I use 2 boxes of that, and I leave that to cool before adding the sausage meat. And when that's all mixed through, I just leave that in the fridge overnight again until I'm ready to cook it in the morning. And while I've been doing all my bits and bobs and the baking and everything, my little sisters have been a massive help. They've been great. Elizabeth peeled and chopped 2 whole bags of carrots for me, and Catherine peeled and cut 2 whole bags of potatoes for me as well. So they're sitting in pots of water ready for me to do whatever I'm going to do with them tomorrow. I will change the water over before I boil these tomorrow. I'm also in the middle of making macaroni cheese for our dinner tonight, and Catherine grated a massive block of cheese for that for us. So here's our dinner for tonight. Like I said, we're having macaroni cheese. I never done a recipe or anything for this because I was already busy doing other stuff. I'll do it at another point when we have it again, because there's already going to be a few recipes for this week. But I love my homemade macaroni cheese. It's something that I really do well. I don't know why. It's just one of my favourite meals that I make, if not my favourite meal that I make. And the last thing that I make today in preparation for tomorrow is some chocolate nests. I just use melted chocolate, cornflakes, and then the eggs are the Oreo eggs that I got from Tesco, which I thought were a lot smaller than they are. I can only fit 2 in each nest. And these didn't even last 5 minutes when I put them out for everyone to have. So today is Easter Sunday, and I was up at 5:45 this morning so that I could get the lamb and the chickens cooked before I had to put everything else in the oven, etc. I didn't record a damn thing all day. I just didn't even think about it. I just wanted to make sure that all the food was done and that everyone was having a good time when they got here. So all I have is this little clip that my brother took of the food, which you can't even see most of the food because it's still all covered in tin foil and that, waiting for everyone to get here. But we did have the lamb, 2 whole chickens, stuffing, bread sauce, roast potatoes, carrots, buttered green beans, Brussels sprouts, little cocktail sausages. I also done a corn roast and veggie cocktail sausages for Elizabeth. I obviously done gravy for the meats. And I think that was everything that I'd done. There was over 20 people coming for dinner that day, and suffice to say there wasn't a lot of leftovers. I think all the leftovers we had fitted on one little plate. And the Celtic Rangers final was also playing that day, so most of the adults were in the living room watching that. And while they were watching that, I was doing an Easter egg hunt with all the little ones and helped them paint their eggs for the decorating competition sponsored by Granny Jane. So I'll show you who won that. In third place was little Chloe with this colourful masterpiece. And she won the Thornton's bunny egg. In second place was Zach. And he won the Oreo egg. And in first place was Caitlin, who came up with this masterpiece. I think it's a bunny. It might be a chick. I think it's a bunny. And she won the Lint bunny egg. We also had an egg and spoon race and rolled our eggs down the hill, and we played pass the parcel. I think the kids had a lovely day. I'm pretty sure they were all high on chocolate and didn't go to sleep till whatever time in the morning, but they had a good time all the same. So on Monday night, I never recorded our dinner. We just had the Asda pizzas that I got in my shop last week. I was absolutely knackered yesterday, so I just had a completely chilled out day and an easy dinner. And tonight's dinner is much the same, a nice easy dinner. I've just got one of the garlic and mushroom Kievs, and I'm having that with some McCain's oven chips, and I've made myself a little salad. Ali's going to have his own dinner. I've left him some sausages to have with some chips and salad. For tonight's dinner, I'm going to make some tuna pasta before I go to work. So I put my pasta on to boil as per packet instructions, and while that's boiling, I make the sauce, which is tomato based as usual. Most of my pasta sauces are tomato based. I've got 2 cartons of passata, and to that I add 2 teaspoons of mixed herbs, a teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon of dried onion, because I'm making this for Mark as well, and a tablespoon of garlic puree. I give that a good stir, bring it to the boil and simmer it for 15 to 20 minutes. And while that's simmering away, I actually decide to fry off some onions and peppers separately, because I want onions and peppers in my tuna pasta. Because I'm making it for Mark, I can't put it through the whole thing, but I decide to do individual dishes so that he can have his without onion and pepper, and Ali and I can have it with. Ali's not bothered whether he has onion and pepper in it or not. He can take it or leave it, but because I'm making it for me, he's going to have some as well. So I just fry them off separately until they're soft. And when my pasta sauce is done simmering, I add 2 tins of tuna to it. I would also normally add some sweet corn, but I don't have any in the house at the minute. I give that a good stir and then add that to the pasta, which I've already drained. And then I remove Mark's portion and put his in a little dish for him. And then add Ali and I's veg to the tuna pasta and give that a good mix. And then I add that to our oven dishes and then top them all with cheese. And when it's time for everybody to have theirs, all we need to do is bake it in the oven for 25 minutes at 180. And that's them all ready for us just to pop in the oven as and when we want them. I'll have mine before I go to work, but that's usually too early for Ali, so he'll get his when he wants it. And there's also a portion left over which Ali has for lunch the following day. So today I'm going to make a quick and easy Keema curry, which was inspired because I bought this lamb mince from Asda last week. So to make the curry, I'm using some lamb mince, 1 onion, some garlic puree, some lazy ginger, 3 tablespoons of curry powder, a carton of tomatoes, and normally I would use some peas, but I've not got any frozen peas in the freezer at the minute, so I'm just using some mixed veg that I've got in the freezer. So I'll start by frying off the onion along with some garlic and ginger. When the onion's soft, I add the lamb mince, which is frozen. It is cooked from frozen, and I cook that until the mince is browned. I then add all the other ingredients, give it a good stir, bring it to the boil, and then I simmer it for about 20 to 25 minutes until most of the moisture has evaporated. And I served that with some pilau rice, which I made a couple of weeks ago and had extra of, so I froze it. I'm also going to serve it with some naan bread as well. But it's 10 o'clock in the morning at the minute. We're not ready to have this. I just wanted to get it done and cooked and out the way. But all we need to do when we're ready to have our dinner is just heat it up in the microwave and put the naan bread in the oven for a few minutes. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like it if you did, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.